Welcome, everybody, to another presentation. And now let's check out the standings in the Eastern Conference and see how the playoff race is shaping up. We look at Brooklyn, and not a surprise, really, to see them sitting there in the #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And, of course, the Miami Heat, 4 games back.
And right now for Miami, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
Yeah, and it's too bad, really unfortunate, because I did think the potential was there. But at this stage, I think we've seen their best, and it's not going to be good enough this season.
So here's Miami's starting group. They've got Jimmy Butler. Leaf is out there with Adebayo. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's McLaughlin in at the 1. And for the Nets, Kyrie Irving is out there with Harden. And it's Durant. And it's Claxton in at the 5 spot. Traps in the tray. Durant's got 5. And here at the midway point of the year, lots of guys banged up, Clark. Is it hard to decide when to play through and then maybe not to play? When to sit?
Yeah, that's a good question, Kevin. And a lot of times it's about pain tolerance, the severity of the injury. Is it something that you can play with that won't linger on and you don't have the possibility of further injury? Those are the factors that go into playing hurt or playing in pain.
Now, here's Fournier, and that one, good. Fournier's got his second basket of the night.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Boy, he's got outstanding balance. Kyrie Irving is so good at converting through contact. For a little guy, he's one of the best I've seen.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And over the course of last year, he was up over 90%. And with a stroke like that, you see why.
Yeah, those were fine numbers he posted at the line. It was hard to find fault with anything he did from the stripe.
Passes it to Butler. And it's Butler with the jam.
A really gifted athlete. You can tell Butler loves getting up to throw these dunks down.
KD passes to Stevens. And it's off from three-point range. He'd have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Pass to Leaf. Rebound, Brooklyn. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
Well, it takes character, poise, toughness to win on the road, and that's exactly what they showed last game.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Okogie's checked in. The Heat also changing it up. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Leaf. And it's Tyler Hero in for Fournier. McLaughlin, the pass to Butler. With some arc. It's Adebayo, top of the key. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Adebayo's got his second basket of the game.
Nice look that time from the veteran Butler, a go-to scorer. He's also willing to make the extra pass.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Adebayo with the bucket.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
So it's Miami now after the miss from KD. Here's Ibaka. It's hauled in by Claxton.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Of all the things Okogie does well, his passing tends to get overshadowed at times. I mean, easy to see how creative he is on this feed.
Here's McLaughlin. Here's Adebayo. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Ellie's checked in. And Harris subbed in for James Harden. And then for Miami, Len's checked in for Ibaka. Lou Williams is subbed in for Jordan McLaughlin. Here's a look at the 2K leaderboard. Certainly been a good month for these teams on the offensive glass. Number 1, the Heat.
They have gone all out to win the rebounding battle every night, and it's been paying off. I mean, the second chance points thus far have been really impressive.
Claxton, no good.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And Williams, here we go. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now, here's Brown. And he lobs it up toward the rim and stolen by Williams. Here's Butler. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Guys, Bam Adebayo getting it done for the Miami Heat. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Miami.
Well, they've come out of that locker room with the hot hand. Those jumpers have been falling for them.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Nets trail by 5. On the court for the Heat, Alex Len out there with Bam Adebayo. Then it's Williams. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Hero in its small forward. Fournier with the ball. Down low. And Williams gets it to go on the assist from Fournier. Williams has got the opening basket here in the second quarter for Miami. Here's Stephens. 20 points for him last game against Toronto.
And they were just struggling to stop him. They sent him to the line over and over, and the free throws were a big part of the game.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Stephens got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Miami leading by 4. Here's Williams. From down in the low post, it goes.
You know, defenders like to try to get physical with Williams. I'll tell you what, his strength belies his size.
Lou Williams, so crafty, GA. Just a knack for putting the ball in the basket.
This guy just has the gift. I mean, it's been that way forever. He is just a born scorer.
It's blocked.
Okogie's defense is top tier. He never stops working and causing problems at that end of the floor.
Takes a 3. They get it again. Pass to Stephens. From deep. That will not drop. Still looking for his groove. He's 1 of 6 so far from the floor. Here's Adebayo. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
That is not a simple finish by any means. Adebayo had to keep his focus. Makes the D think twice about getting physical with him.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Len. Leaf comes in for Tyler Hero. And Jordan McLaughlin subbed in for Lou Williams.
You know, Harden has that quick first step. Once he sees a lane to the rim, he's going to take it.
Here's McLaughlin. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Ibaka, the pass to Leaf. Trying to get open is Adebayo. The shot's good from Leaf. Leaf's got the lead up to 8 now for the Heat. Here's Irving. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
You know, you got to appreciate the speed of Kyrie Irving. I mean, incredible at finding different ways to get to the basket, and he is not afraid of anybody.
And there's the pass to Ibaka. Here's McLaughlin. He's covered by Irving. McLaughlin, the pass to Ibaka. Goes up the baseline. It's rebounded by Durant. And KD's got the ball here for the Brooklyn Nets. And this is their first time matched up with this year's Heat team.
And looking back to last season, they won this season series as you'd expect.
Yeah, there's a reason they were a playoff team. I mean, they beat the teams they were supposed to. We'll see if they can do it again tonight.
Fournier into the lane. Passes it to Leaf. Here's McLaughlin. Off target from outside. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Here's Harden. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
I don't think there's anybody who works harder for his points than Harden does. I mean, if he has to attack the glass to get him, he'll do that too.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, for that loss, you can credit their defense or lack thereof. Too many breakdowns on that end of the floor.
Yeah, and that's really inexcusable. I mean, there's just no way that you can justify that. When you don't put the work in on defense, you're going to end up on the losing end.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for the Nets. Heat also with a sub. Butler's checked in.
He's a capable and determined scorer in the painted area. Butler doesn't waste too many of these chances.
Irving finds Durant. Yes, that goes in. Durant's got his third basket of the night.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Here's McLaughlin. He's covered by Irving, and McLaughlin gets it to go.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Irving passes to Harden. Launches a 3. That's in, and the Miami lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Durant. Durant's got 5 points now this quarter. He'd have gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. Here's Butler. And it's Durant with the rebound.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
On the wing, Irving. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. Here's Butler. And he hits the buzzer beater.
Resourceful move there, ending the period on a high note.
Nothing like knocking down that last possession of a quarter to give you a little feel-good momentum.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Heat lead by 3. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy, you have come a long way in this league. When you look at your...
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, and welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here. If your name is Shaquille O'Neal, raise your hand, please. If your name is Shaquille O'Neal, raise your hand, please. I guess Shaq's not here today. If your name is Kenny the Jet Smith, raise your hand, please. And I'm Kevin Harlan. Bam Adebayo had it going on in the first quarter. He had 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 block. Kenny, let's get your take on Miami.
Well, they should have a lot of room on the perimeter in the second half because they've already have a lot of points in the paint. And the D will have no choice but to collapse and try to put it in on that end. So, if you want to use the three-point shot more, they'll have the space to do it.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Ernie, I love you. Okay.
That's all for now.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You look at Bam Adebayo in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Harden out there with Irving, and it's Durant, and it's Claxton, and at the center filling out the middle. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. KD against Butler. Shoots. Claxton with the bucket. Claxton's got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Nets. And looking back at what was a stellar career, Greg, if there was one thing you could have done different, do you have anything on your mind?
You know, I would have loved to have had the opportunity to finish my career in New York. That was a special place, a special time. Unfortunately, that didn't transpire, but That's the one thing that stands out. That and obviously not winning a championship.
I can understand both of those.
Yes. That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
For Brooklyn, they have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws. So those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Ellie's checked in. And Okogie subbed in for James Harden. The Heat also changing it up. Lenz checked in for T.J. Leaf. Earl comes in for Fournier. The Williams is subbed in for Jordan McLaughlin.
Well, that's par for Durant. I mean, that's what he gives you, the ability to score at all 3 levels.
The Heat with the lead. Williams kicks to Butler. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. That's a floater go. Count it. Butler's got 10 points.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Floats it up for Adebayo. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
With strong athleticism, Adebayo can finish just about any lob with his large catch radius.
Okogie misses. The Heat leading by 5.
And Josh Okogie, a rugged wing defender out of Georgia Tech.
Yeah, and he takes an awful lot of pride in that aspect of his game, Greg. He wants to lock people up. Always active with his hands around the ball.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Now here's KD, the fast break opportunity. Pull-up jumper. Pass to Claxton. .112 left in the third quarter with a tie. Rebound by the Heat.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
And don't sleep on Williams' ability to create for others. That's a veteran play.
The Nets making a switch here. Harris is checked in. The Heat also changing it up. Baca comes in for Bam Adebayo. And Jordan McLaughlin subbed in for Williams. Rejected by Len. 44 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Hero. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Kevin Durant. And these are his second and third free throws tonight. The first free throw is good. And the Heat with some changes. Leaf comes in for Alex Len. And Evan Fournier subbed in for Butler.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
Here's Harden. And Harden with the stop.
Ferociousness from Harden. Looking like he wants to tear the rim off.
Miami leading by 6. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Brooklyn's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Fournier against Irving. Outside Fournier. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
Really like to see Fournier go with the mid-range jump shot. This guy's a high percentage shooter, particularly from that spot on the floor. You've got to be aware of him at all times. He's a bully on the backboards.
And so it's the Miami Heat with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
Once you get the rebound, get to those corners, race for it, okay? What you're doing right now is you're making them have to defend.
Well, Eric pleading with his guys, Greg, to be faster and be sharper than the other team.
And if they do that, they'll be fine. Coach wants to tire the opposition out on defense.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far with this fourth quarter, sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. A moment now to reset the lineups. Back to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. We've got Evan Fournier. Leaf is out there with Hero. Then it's Ibaka. And it's McLaughlin in at the point guard position. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
During that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Brooklyn's head coach said to the team. He told them this is gut check time. This is when it gets real and when it gets fun. We're here to play in these big moments. Let's make this one count. Kevin, by my count, that's 5 cliches.
Thank you, David. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Hey, the skills of Kyrie are obvious, but what isn't so obvious is underestimated strength.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Heat.
The mid-range that you've seen from them about as good as it gets, and there has not been a drop-off in the second half.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
Leaf, and that one is hammered home.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for him.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And, you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changing. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
Well, Heat leading by 3 and stolen by Harris. Here's Harden on the wing. Shoots over Fournier. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Okogie's checked in for Joe Harris. Bam Adebayo's checked in for Miami. Butler comes in for Hero. Adebayo, offensive rebound. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
An outstanding athlete for a player of his huge build. Adebayo will bang and bump with the best of them.
Durant's checked in for the Nets. And Adebayo drops them both. Nets trail by 3. Irving attacking. That one good for 2.
All Irving needs is just a little room to convert, and he's good to go.
The Heat have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. And Adebayo throws it down.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other.
And I tell you what, guys, that's a big play to make in a close game. Potential momentum builder there. No stage too big for KD. If you need a basket, he's your man.
And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Heat. It's a 1-point game. Shot, high post. Pass to McLaughlin. Now, here's Adebayo. Shot clock at 6. On the pass to Butler. He shoot again. He takes it up and lays it in.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They trail by 3. 1:29 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now, let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game. Bam Adebayo.
And his percentage from the field tonight seemed almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
Here's Butler. Lays it up and banks it in.
And Butler relishes this. I mean, he feels really comfortable going right at the defense at crucial points in the game.
Passes it to Stevens. To tie it up. Jimmy Butler comes up with the rebound.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Money!
No fear in Butler. Not afraid of anybody. Poise personified. Takes pride in stepping up when the game is on the line.
It's Durant on the wing. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Outside Irving. Clock at 6.
Their coaching staff wants Adebayo to be an impact defender, and they've got to be happy with his D on that possession.
Shot and game clock separated by 5, and now they decide to foul intentionally. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Those are critical foul shots. Love to see him knock them down there.
And here's KD for 3. It's good, and now they trail by just 4.
Well, Durant knows the team looks to him for this. These kinds of moments, the intensity of the moment never rattles him.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
They didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
Out of France, the sharpshooting Fournier, an important player to this team because of his scoring ability.
Timeout called the Nets. They're trailing by 6. There's 21 seconds left in the game. There's 21 seconds left to play in the final quarter. But they recover it. And here's Harden for 3. Rebound by the Heat. And they go to the intentional foul.
Stevens. That's his first
free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. In the corner, Irving with it. It's good from beyond the arc.
Do not expect anything less from Irving. A clutch performer. He loves knocking down the big shots.
And so it's the Heat winning this one. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, you have become a star in this league, big part of the team. Have those expectations put more pressure on you individually?
No pressure. I think I'm gonna do what I do each and every night. I'm not gonna play well every night, but I just gotta focus on me, this team. Can't worry about the outside influence.
A real leader, Jimmy. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up for great.